No one screams, no one cries, and somehow, that's the most terrifying part. One morning, you wake up and something is missing. Not your memory, not your intelligence, not your ability to think, but the part of you that feels another human being, empathy, that silent instinct that makes pain contagious, that invisible force that turns a stranger's suffering into something personal. It's gone, not weakened, not suppressed, erased, and in its place, only pure, objective logic remains. No bias, no compassion, no emotional hesitation. Just cold, perfect reasoning. Tonight, this isn't just a thought experiment, this is a warning. Because the question isn't whether humanity could survive without empathy, it's what kind of humanity would remain. There is no explosion, no sirens, no countdown. Empathy doesn't leave dramatically. It simply switches off. A mother looks at her crying child. She understands why the child is crying. She just doesn't feel compelled to comfort them. A man watches someone collapse on the sidewalk. He calculates survival probability, decides intervention is statistically inefficient, and keeps walking. At first, people are confused. They remember what empathy was, they just can't access it anymore. Like recalling a language you can no longer speak. Within hours, something unsettling happens. Society doesn't panic. It stabilizes. Conversations become shorter. Decisions become faster, and for the first time in human history, no one feels bad about it. Law and justice. Courts no longer ask, "Why did you do it?" They ask only one question: what outcome benefits society the most? No mercy, no redemption, no forgiveness. Sentences are calculated, not judged. If removing you improves overall efficiency, you are removed permanently. Crime rates plummet, not because people become better, but because consequences are absolute. Healthcare. Hospitals are transformed into optimization centers. Doctors don't comfort, they calculate. Resources are finite. Patients are variables. If saving you costs more than your projected contribution, treatment is denied. No anger, no guilt, no bedside compassion, and disturbingly, the system works, costs drop, efficiency rises. Overall survival rates improve. Human suffering is reduced. Human warmth disappears. Economy. The economy enters a golden age. No welfare. No emotional hiring. No charity. Only value. If you produce, you rise. If you don't, you're irrelevant. Entire professions vanish overnight. Artists, caregivers, philosophers. Anything that cannot be quantified is eliminated. GDP explodes, and the system doesn't care who gets left behind. And the most disturbing part, no one protests, because protest itself is emotionally inefficient at this point. Answer honestly, would you call this progress or horror? Comment logic or human below. Now zoom in, not on governments, not on systems, on you, family. Parenting becomes strategy. Children are investments. Raising them is cost analysis. If a child shows low potential, resources are redirected elsewhere. No abuse, no shouting, just calculated neglect, love, and relationships. Romance collapses instantly. No longing, no jealousy, no heartbreak. Relationships exist only if they improve efficiency. You don't miss someone, you replace them. Marriage becomes a contract. Friendship becomes networking. Loneliness still exists, but no one feels bad about it. Art and culture. Music still plays, but it doesn't move you. Movies still release, but nothing resonates. Stories are optimized for engagement metrics, not emotion. Culture doesn't disappear, it becomes hollow, beautiful, meaningless. Science accelerates violently. Ethics committees are dissolved. Human experimentation resumes, openly. Breakthroughs happen weekly, diseases cured, aging slowed. Human limits shattered at a cost no one emotionally registers. On the global stage, diplomacy becomes brutally honest. No moral posturing, no empathy-driven aid. Wars end faster because conflicts only exist when they're profitable. Peace isn't moral, it's efficient, and yet Something invisible begins to decay. Here's what no one predicted. Without empathy, humans don't become happier. They become empty. Suicide rates rise quietly, not from pain, but from meaninglessness. When nothing matters, when no one truly cares, existence becomes optional. And then a rumor spreads: a tiny group of humans can still feel. They're labeled defective, inefficient, unstable. But they do something radical. They help without reason. They stay when logic says leave, and people notice, not emotionally, statistically. Empathetic communities collapse less. Trust increases productivity. Mental health stabilizes. Empathy isn't weakness, it's a hidden technology. One logic could never replace. Empathy isn't what makes us soft. It's what makes us human. Remove it, and we don't become monsters. We become machines, efficient, powerful, empty, and maybe the real danger isn't losing empathy overnight, but slowly convincing ourselves that we don't need it anymore. While writing this, I kept wondering, would I still recognize myself in that world? If this video disturbed you even a little, hit like. It tells YouTube this story mattered. If you want more documentaries that challenge how you see humanity, subscribe. And answer this honestly in the comments. Would you survive in a world without empathy? Why or why not? I read every response, and before you go, watch the next video on your screen. What if human emotions became visible auras? Because if empathy vanished, you might not like what replaces it.